Free socks. Free socks.
Welcome, everybody, to another exciting edition of the Pulp Culture Pro Wrestling Ranking Show on the Triple B Experience Thursday nights at 9 o'clock, but it's 9:03 because the boys, we were huddled up and talking about some different topics here. We are very excited today to do this because actually this is probably one of the hardest ones again. This stuff is getting harder, so we are going to try to talk about our top 10 Marvel comic team-ups. And we're going to talk about some pulp culture stuff and some stuff. And then we're going to ask you guys to give us a couple of topics, top 10 topics that we could carry on so everybody could play along. But before we do that, I got to bring everybody in. So, ladies and gentlemen, he's the host of West Virginia Mountaineer Mafia. He's also my co-host every Wednesday night, Monday night, Steeler games, anything we do. He comes on Thursdays. He come on anytime he can. Everybody, welcoming to the show once again, as always, special field correspondent, Shane Stodmiller. Hi, Shane.
Hey, chat. Hey, Bubba. I'm ready to go. This was a hard one. I had to ask.
This was a hard one, wasn't it?
I went to a comic book store and asked a guy. I'm like,
no, you didn't. Did you really?
For like 40 minutes today.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That is so funny. And we had a great show last night because Afton is in the chat right now. Great Steelers Dynasty podcast show last night with our special guest, Afton. Was awesome. And we were going to bring her on. And tell you what, she does real good. She could jump on this show and come on and, give her top 10 picks sometime too if she would like. But everybody's giving picks already. Jesus. Happy birthday, Quake. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. So, and Devil, what's going on? But also, too, to round out this pulp culture top 10 connoisseurs is the guy who has super duper action figures. He also picks out of the box. Like all these top 10s, Cable picks outside the box where he actually just shocks me because you just never know how he's picking or why he's picking. But the ones he does pick are very interesting, and I never sometimes even think of it. And I'm a comic book connoisseur. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show as always on Thursday night is our action figure guru, our pulp culture genius. That's right. He is a genius because he actually knows a lot of stuff. So everybody, here he is. Cable, what's up?
Wow, not much. The intro just keeps getting better and better. It's harder and harder for me to live up to it.
Well, you know your stuff. And every time we do these top 10s, you put a different flair. There's a different kind of whipped cream on the toppings. I mean, it's just
variety is the spice of life.
Well, that's what they say. So how you guys been? Everything good? Cable, everything good in your world? Yeah,
good as it could be. Excited for this countdown. Like you said, and we had talked about a little bit earlier today, this one was a toughie. You keep challenging us.
I challenge myself, and I feel like I have to go to school. Like I need to go to Marvel Comics or Comic Book University to actually figure some stuff out because some of this stuff goes way back in. And then when I do these lists, I forget about somebody. And then I'm like, oh, my God, totally. So, Shane, how did you think you did on this before we start talking about this later on in the show?
I had to have someone check my work, so I'm hopefully. I looked up team ups, and it kept giving me teams. I'm like, no, not teams, god darn internet.
Well, me and Cable were talking before you got on. See, like, I should have said teams because that could have been something like Spider-Man always tagged up with the Fantastic Four could have been something, but I didn't state that. I stated one person and one person.
That's like a tag along, but I mean, I think a team up is would be like two people that don't usually hang out together, like.
True. Well, it's going to be diversity here pretty soon. I don't know.
I was talking to Bubba before we jumped on here about if I would have thought about it earlier. You're right with the strange bedfellows type thing or whatever, 1-1, or if it was a multi-group team working with another multi-group team, that
Tenders and something like that.
Yeah, that would have been probably one or two slots on my list. But
well, now let's get into some other stuff before we give our lovely top 10.
Peacemaker. Yeah,
that is like last week's episode because we didn't get a chance to watch this tonight's because we're here. Cable, what did you think? Because did you know something was going to happen like that? I mean, it was speculated.
So I didn't know much, because I try to stay away from any kind of rumors or anything when I'm, movies and TVs, because if I didn't think of it myself, I don't even want the idea to pass through my brain as a possibility. I want to be as surprised as possible. So I didn't know much, and then you had mentioned one of the weeks that you thought it was going to be like a universe where everything was actually bad, and it's just we didn't notice it yet. So you pretty much hit the nail on the head. And then I don't know if you guys know, but because I didn't watch it till today, I was real tight on time.
All fresh in your mind too.
That too, yeah, because I memory sometimes. So
I feel you.
There was a big thing over the weekend where Peacemaker is in Fortnite right now, and one of his emotes, the dance they do, you can like to taunt or whatever, is the dance from the intro, and people realize that has ties to, I guess, Nazi propaganda or something like that. Yeah. So Fortnite put this big statement out to try and cover their ass, and that completely blew the top on this episode, which granted it was days after it aired, but I hadn't gotten to it yet. So, that was spoiled for me. And the secret cameo was spoiled for me. I saw a thumbnail of that.
Yeah, sucks. That sucks. That's why you have to. I try to watch stuff before I get deflated by because everybody.
I'm so out in the loop with that.
What's that, Shane?
I don't know who the cameo is going to be. I thought it was going to be Superman, but I guess it's not who it's going to be.
Did you watch last week? You watched
Lex Luthor. Okay, Lex Luthor.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. They're setting that up for the Man of Tomorrow. The sequel is getting set up as we speak.
And you weren't a big fan of him in the new movie, right? So
I was not.
Yeah.
But
Shane really didn't like him.
Well, but the thing is, though, this Superman movie, I've heard a lot of people. Some people don't like it, and I actually been defending it. And I'm not a DC flagger bearer, but I think James Gunn is doing right, and I think it was very entertaining. And we have to remember this Superman movie is 3 years, so he got the shit kicked out of him, and he's just learning his powers. He's not as strong as he was in every other Superman realm or however. But the thing that like the team, these guys are some fuck ups. These guys, and I see, and I've heard speculation that Tim Meadows is probably going to join. It seems like he's feeling receptive or feeling, you know what I mean, with those guys. You know what I mean? He feels bad for him. He's trying to, help him out in certain ways. So,
yeah, he's going to have a face turn.
He said not cool. Like he said to Rick Flag, not cool. Like the fact that that when he was processed.
Rick Flag is a fucking dick.
Yeah,
Flag's a dick. I mean, Frank Grillo playing him was a good casting because Grillo plays a lot of good characters. And he's just a dick. And he can't get over, I believe in the multiverse there of that other world. I believe Peacemaker was he was a little bit more than, he wasn't straight, and that's why in that world he had to do a lot of drugs because he wasn't straight, because when I went back and watched that one episode, you know, she said, you know, we can't, if you want to be curious, we're not doing this no more. So to me, that meant that he was gay.
Yeah.
Well, so I started rewatching the first season, and I mean, in the normal universe, he alludes to that also. He says something like he hasn't had sex since he was in prison or something like that.
Well, I just thought he was just like doing drugs and just banging everything. I mean, who has a party like that at their house like that? I mean, I thought I was at the 1998 Marion Center homecoming party. You know what I mean? Like,
I thought you were going to say Playboy Mansion.
I'm not that lucky, but that episode, this last episode that we all saw, like Vigilante is fucking good.
I love the reveal, other than when we finally found out that the new Vigilante is not friends with Peacemaker. I love that they were identical. Like, that's such a funny twist on the multiverse storyline, is that he seeks himself out, and then when he finally finds himself, they're almost identical.
That's your Spider-Man pointing at each other in a meme right there.
Yep.
You know, but actually the Vigilante in that world is actually a fucking is a good guy. I mean, we'll know more tonight after. I believe he's part of the resistance, because I mean, I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know that it was, you know, the Nazi world, where as soon as the flag, because every time the flag was rolled up everywhere, the flag was rolled up, we never saw the Nazi symbol. And then when
I'm waiting to see what the deal with Vigilante is, because he said he's been he's in a group called the Sons of Liberty, and that could very well be, you know, a white supremacist group based off that name also. So.
Oh, okay. See, I like I said, we ever do a DC stuff, I'm going to be hard. I think they have a character. Don't they have a character named Uncle Sam?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think. I mean, I was thinking that they were the resistance against all the other teams and stuff, but we haven't seen anybody other team except for his father, you know, his brother, and Peacemaker.
Yeah, but I guess if he's going against Peacemaker, then he probably is a good guy.
That's something. He's a good guy. Yeah. But Vigilante is the extreme narcissist. Like, he's only so concerned about himself. He doesn't care about anything. That's why he was so excited to see himself. He is the best character in this show. He's fantastic. I love him.
Well, when they went down and fucking, you know, went and tried to do the door opening. I mean, he had fucking millions and millions of dollars. Like every one of that team is poor as shit. Like scrounging around to get a cup of coffee and like buy a hot dog somewhere.
He borrowed money from them.
Yeah, he's stiffing money down their pants. And then he has so much cocaine and drugs that could fuel third world countries. And then it blew open and all that fucking dust flew over him. I'm like, oh, fuck, that would probably kill somebody. But I mean, and the brother, I'm not liking his character at all. I just think his brother was I just don't like that.
I don't think you're supposed to now.
No, not now, but I mean before. Like, I didn't feel sympathetic. And his dad's been a dick in all worlds, I guess. So it doesn't really matter. And he thought something was special, and then, you know, they're in his house, and then fucking the old man comes home, and fucking, I can't remember his name, the bigger guy, the guy who has anxiety and fucking just doesn't shut the fuck up and just fucking told the whole fucking story as soon as the fucking, well, I guess I would fucking cry too and tell everybody if I got a knife through my hand. You know what I mean? I'm like, you know, your son's dead. And, you know, now it's going to be crazy. But did you get a feeling, though, before you watched the show, that when you're watching stuff and watching people on the street, there's no different color? It's all.
Yeah.
I didn't pick up on that.
I didn't pick up on that, but I had to look, and then I do the guys who do the stuff that you miss. I always watch that in case I do miss something. Yeah, I do emergency awesomeness, so I do that. So, but I mean, as soon as she fucking walked out the door, she was fucked.
Yep.
And my coworker Roy today said that James Gunn asked her about a scene or something if she would be okay with doing something must be real bad in a scene or some dialogue in the scene that could be bad, and I guess she was okay with it because it had to be a part of the storyline. Because I feel with all this money that they have, that Vigilante has, when they come back and stuff, because they only have this episode tonight and next week, and that's it. And there's been talk of him not doing a season 3.
I thought it was 10 episodes.
No, it's only 8. I could be wrong. I'm not right about everything. But
I gotta look it up because I don't want to spread misinformation. But
no, I understand. Yeah, sometimes I do, and I don't want to get in trouble.
No.
But I think it's 8, and then they're gonna do different. They're doing something with Amanda Waller. That's what I heard. So I don't know.
I love this.
As soon as I'm done with Peacemaker, the episode with Peacemaker, I'm cutting off my HBO Max.
Me too.
You're right. It is 8 episodes.
Is it 8? And then I'm cutting Netflix, and then I'm cutting AMC. Yeah, I'm cutting Netflix. Well, I have that box.
Well, you don't. Yeah.
But I can't. I can't stream it. I can't go back because I don't have a recorder, so I have to watch it later on. But they have TV shows and movies. Football season here, man. It's hard to watch, and I need to watch other stuff. But it's so hard, and I will watch Aliens, and I will give you guys my view on that show because you're not the only two that actually asked me if I watched it. I haven't. No, Devil. I still need to go on season 2. And I still need to finish Cobra Kai, and then I have to start watching Gen Z. And I don't know how that's going to be. And I've got to get on season 3 of The Tulsa King.
Yeah,
Samuel Jackson's on it, and he's going to be a spinoff. But so I'm just going to right now. I just get rid of some stuff that I don't. I'm going to keep Paramount Plus because of Steeler games. So, but. Yeah, so you guys liked Peacemaker episode then? You guys are ready to watch it later on tonight or tomorrow or whatever? And it's good.
Tulsa King. There's a spinoff of Tulsa King?
There's going to be a spinoff of Tulsa King with Samuel Jackson as the lead character, yeah. And Stallone's man, he's still doing whatever. So, and there's other shows that I probably need to watch. Well, you know what, though? Winter's coming, too, so I can bounce back and besides hitting the weights and working and stuff and doing so many podcasts. But hey, it's great stuff, man. So is there any MCU stuff have you heard? Because I've been hearing stuff, but I'm not reading into it. But I know Doomsday's done filming, I believe.
Really?
Am I right?
I didn't think so. No, I didn't.
No.
Because they just shared that one set photo. The Russos did the same thing they did in the lead up to Endgame, and they take a picture of the set, and there's different, props or whatever that shape letters. That was how they revealed the title was going to be Endgame. Was a ladder was leaning a certain way, and all this stuff. If you really focus, so they shared that. One little tidbit that I did hear today that I'm pretty excited for. The first look, they're not calling it a trailer, but the first look at Doomsday will be attached to the new Avatar movie that comes out in December.
Jesus Christ.
We'll be seeing
I'm not big into Avatar. I am not big into Avatar.
I love them. I don't watch them. I've only seen the second one once in theaters when it came out. They're one of those. They're for me. They're really enjoyable to watch. They do what a movie should do. They take you to a whole new world and all that stuff. But I just I watch them when they come out.
I think out of the three of us, I think you're the movie connoisseur that goes. Like I'll go if it's movies that I truly want to see. Same as Shane, but Shane's more of a drive-in connoisseur. Like he likes going to drive-ins.
I used to go to the drive-ins every other week. I used to see 2 movies every other week, but I just don't have the desire to see movies anymore because they've all been so disappointing. So,
well, I just went and saw the new Leonardo DiCaprio movie last weekend, and then this weekend, called One Battle After Another.
And what is that?
So Leonardo DiCaprio is part of a you probably call them a domestic terrorist group or revolutionaries, depending on where you stand or whatever.
Oh.
And he has a child. The mother leaves because she wants to keep fighting the revolution. So time jump 16 years later. The daughter's 16 now, and the military's coming after them because of their background and him being tied up and all that stuff.
Gotcha.
Benicio del Toro's in it. Leonardo DiCaprio, Sean Penn. Sean Penn's probably going to get an acting nomination for it.
Wow. I saw Sean Penn in the Charlie Sheen documentary. I didn't know they were friends.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And then this Saturday, we're going to see The Rock's movie.
Oh, the big nomination of an Oscar.
Yeah, smash.
You know what? I'm not a look, man. The Rock. I don't know, man. He's done a lot of stuff. Like I wish he was the Rock of old. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think he's a very good actor, so I'm interested in how this movie's going to go.
I think Cena's a better actor than he is. I think John Cena is a better actor than The Rock. I mean, Dave Bautista's way better than The Rock.
Yeah.
I mean,
now that might change after this weekend potentially, but
yeah, but also too, he's playing a figure who it's a real life figure, so he's got material to go off of. But also too, maybe it's the good screenplay, and all that stuff. So, and it's
definitely an Oscar bait type movie.
Yeah. And I'm ready for fall. I seen that. I'm all current with that. I saw a thing on Netflix that Stranger Things is coming and everybody needs to go binge watch. I seen that. And Devil says the Avatar movie was pretty good. And I got some good news, Cable, that I was at Sheetz yesterday and the Indiana Mall manager saw me because I wrote something in their Facebook post about the comic book store that opened up in the mall. They have a comic book store and a gaming store and a sports card collecting store, and she's like, well, the movie theater is going to get remodeled and add another bay.
Oh, nice.
And I said Sherry, I said that mall, I said that movie theater needs remodeled again. I said I'll go an hour away to watch a movie, but I have like the time that me, you, and Mav saw Love and Thunder, and we had to sign seats like we're in kindergarten. And then we had the lady with her fucking dog barking and shit like that.
I like the song. Yeah, someone brought it in on a baby carriage, like a stroller.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, Jesus. And then you had the fucking goats, like, like, I mean, and I was God.
I like being able to buy my specific seats ahead of time, though, because then you don't have to rush to get there. Because your seat, if you pick the seats you want, they'll still be available.
Okay, you got a good point there, but I like to go, and I don't like anybody behind me. I just have I have, and then the last time we went to see Brave New World, Captain America. Me and Tammy were the oldest people in there. Everybody was college age or younger, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, it must be date night. I would say Cena's a better actor, Quake, better actor. So, but
the Indiana Theater, I go there like this weekend. I'm going to see Smashing Machine there because to me, that movie, I'm not hyped enough to drive an hour 20 away. But like last weekend,
you don't need special effects at Indiana because it's like a drama and a sports movie, so it's not like a visual like a Marvel movie. You know,
Well, last weekend, that Leo movie wasn't a big special effects extravaganza, but the way it was filmed, it was meant to be seen on an IMAX screen and all that stuff. You know, it was very, the cinematography, they worked very hard on it. So that one, we went to the waterfront. But like the Smashing Machine, it depends just how sold on a movie I am.
I don't mind going to the waterfront because then I'll go to New Dimensions Comics and then I'll go action figure hunting. But there's no
to the waterfront for you too.
What's that?
It's not that far, about a little over an hour.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the time of day and stuff, but like an hour 10.
Because Butler's like 50 minutes away, and they have a really nice theater with stadium seats and the big chairs, and they recline. And
well, my buddy says Altoona's the best.
Well, probably has the best, but I mean, how close is it?
But I don't. I mean, well, him and his fiance, she lives in Portage. Joey Lawrence's mom, Fabian's fiance. Okay. So they go to Altoona, but I guess you can drink there. That's probably why Fabe goes.
We better do it because it's we're 26 minutes in and we got 12 picks.
10 picks, a couple honorable mentions. Yeah, walking. I mean, I like the walking tall with The Rock, but yeah, he's just seen his best.
His acting wasn't the highlight of that movie.
So now, ladies and gentlemen, you guys can play along with us. We are doing the top 10 Marvel team-ups.
Yes, sir.
One person and one person. To me, that's a team-up. Marvel team-up comic book was Spider-Man. Spider-Man would team up with people all the time. That's why it was Marvel team-up starring Spider-Man. You could have Spider-Man in every category on this, but I personally never picked. I've only picked everybody one time, which was very hard. But you could pick. There's numerous people that you could have picked. Believe me, I swear to God. So that's not a wrong answer. And they also had a comic. They had Marvel 2-in-1, which was The Thing, tagging up with people of all stuff. So. Now, I'm going to go with number 10, and I'm surprised that I'm doing this. Number 10, to me, tagging up, they are on a team together, but they have their own, they tagged up, they have their own thing, and I know there's a lot of people I'm missing. Rogue and Gambit is my number 10.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm not a Gambit fan. But I don't know why I thought of that. And then when I thought about it, I just wrote it down. So, yeah. So, Shane, who's your number 10?
Probably should be higher, but I thought this would be a good one to start off with. Get everybody's attention. Professor X and Magneto.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. That is a good one. Neville said he's putting the Hulk and Submariner, Prince Namor. That's a good one, too. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, as this top 10 list, I do not have, and being a Hulk fan as I am, I do not have the Incredible Hulk with anybody, which is surprising.
Wow.
Yeah, which is surprising. I know.
Team member.
He always. Well, if I did, one of his greatest matchups, real quick, was when he tagged up with Batman.
What?
Yes, he did. He
couldn't use that though.
Can't use it though. Couldn't use it. Can't use, and you can't use. You can't use. Oh, you can't use this either because I was going to talk about this real quick because next year this is what's going to be. You know, but they also tagged up decades ago, so you can't do that either.
I don't like crossovers between DCU and just.
It all depends on how good the artwork is and the writing.
The one in the 90s I loved. Absolutely loved. I have it on my shelf over there. It's not the greatest comic looking back at it now, but that was just a part of I used to read that thing constantly as a kid and seeing them fight each other and being pitted against.
They did the different characters when they combined it together like Lobo Duck. That was good. Lobo Duck when it's Howard the Duck and Lobo fucking
Dark Claw.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that, Shane? You know what we're talking about?
I've heard of that stuff, but I'm just like,
it's Batman and Wolverine combined. It's fucking awesome.
Yep. And Afton said Captain and the Falcon. That's a good one. And
that brings up a good point we kind of talked about.
That's not good. That is not a character in Marvel. We talked about it at the Steeler Dynasty podcast, and I'm trying to do an AI with him in a jersey, but I'm having a little bit of trouble. But Cable, you're number 10.
My number 10 flies in the face of what you were just saying. Hulk is on my first entry onto the list.
See, fucking outside the box. God damn it. Go ahead.
This would be Hulk and Patch, or otherwise known as Wolverine.
Oh, fuck, that's a good one. Damn,
Cleaning up the streets of Madripoor.
That iconic cover I have. The action figures I do not, and I know you do.
I don't.
Oh, you don't? I thought. See,
I didn't get those yet.
I'll wait till they get cheap, but then
This one
you
just
gotta
came out.
No, it was out in the 80s. It was in the 80s when he was in Mandapore, and he was Patch, and then the Hulk was Joe Fixit, and they were dressed in. They're iconic. They were dressed in tuxedos.
White tuxes.
Yeah.
And it was alluded to in the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. Deadpool goes up to Wolverine at a poker table with a eye patch and a white suit, and that's what that was from.
Yep. That's a good one. God damn. See, fuck now. My fucking list is all fucked up. Number 9. Now they tagged up for many, many times in Tales to Astonish. They were part founders of the Avengers. In the comic book, they were part founders of the Avengers, not in the MCU. But my number 9 is Ant-Man with Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne as the Wasp.
Good one.
I think you guys are looking at seeing where I'm going here with these love connections, because sometimes it's a good team up, but we shall see. But yeah. And I do like, and I'll make this real quick. The Avengers, where he goes on trial and gets, and I always bring that up, where he leaves, gets, Joe broke out by the Masters of Evil, and he beats them all by himself. I believe is one of the greatest comic book stories, because to me it's redemption based on no superpowers, and he beat them all himself. And then Hawkeye had to come in and stop Egghead from shooting him in the back, and he killed him, because he put the arrow through his repulsor ray. But yeah. And then he just goes off and beats Hank Pym. He's no longer a superhero with an identity. He's just himself. So, okay, that's mine. Shane, you're number 9.
Mine was, I actually held the comic, and it was.
Oh, geez, you held the comic? Okay.
When I went to the store, it was like it was Spidey and Human Torch.
Oh,
very good. I was going to do that because they are, they have some multiple team ups. Yeah. And in the comic book, they're really good friends, actually. That's a good one.
I was frantic to find stuff. So I'm like, oh,
that's
guy
funny.
pointed me in the direction like, there's some.
That's funny. Cable, you're number 9.
Number 9, this one is team up in the slightest sense of the words. I love the pairing, but they've been interacted with each other so few times. That's why it's number 9. If they had longer stories together, which may happen after one of the movies that came out this summer, that may climb my rankings. But for all the more interaction they've had, my number 9 is Franklin Richards and Galactus. There is a very cool storyline where Galactus died at one point. He was dead. And Franklin brought him back to life and made him his herald. So Galactus was the herald of Franklin Richards. And it's one of the coolest comic book panels ever. So they've interacted a few other times. Some of it's just them talking about, the end of this universe and what comes next and things like that. But number 9 for me.
Wow. I'd have never thought of that. Never. Jesus God almighty. Wow. Okay, my number 8 is that they tagged up and they had a nice comic book run. They actually tagged up on the small screen. And I'm going to go with Heroes for Hire, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist as my number 8.
Nice pick.
Shane?
Oh, I don't know if this one's gonna fly, but I'm throwing it out there. Okay, so in the 80s, okay, up until 94, Transformers and G.I. Joe were a Marvel comic.
You're absolutely right.
The best
You're right.
was season 3. Cobra Commander played a mercenary that the Decepticons hired to steal the consciousness of the Autobots and put them into human bodies.
Wow. That was a good one. I never would have thought of that one, Shane. I know they tagged up in the Marvel during the 80s. And that was what part of that movie was supposed to transpire that has never happened yet. But yeah, wow, that's damn Shane.
I still remember. I think his name was Slither or Snake was the mercenary name. So, yep.
It was probably Slither, probably.
Slither was his name.
Because Snake Eyes, I mean,
but he had his Cobra Commander mask. He talked like Cobra Commander, and yep.
That's fucking damn. That's good.
Awesome.
That is good.
That's awesome.
So, number 8, Cable.
Well, that's a tough act to follow. This one's going to be pretty vanilla compared to that. Yeah. But kind of almost the same intro you gave yours. This was a comic run for a while there. I think they might have had 2 runs at it. They've teamed up multiple times. It was such a good pairing that they were brought to life on the big screen. My number 8 is Cable and Deadpool.
Oh, that's how you got your nickname. Yeah, I was gonna put that, but then like I said, I kept one to each. I couldn't.
Yeah,
they are. Yeah, and they have a nice comic book run. You know what I mean? So even from the New Mutants when he showed up, and then they did a Cable Deadpool comic. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and they were good in the movie. I thought too. Okay, that was a good one. My number 7. They were part of a team, but they had a nice short comic book run. They were also in the movies together. One was without the other. One doesn't say too much. The other one talks a lot. Number 7 is Rocket Raccoon and Groot.
Oh.
I did something because I could have went Rocket Raccoon and the Hulk because actually Rocket Raccoon's first appearance was in the Hulk, actually. His first comic book appearance. He was in an appearance in some magazine, but that was the first appearance. And I got that. I have 2 of those issues, and I picked it up in a $1 bin because it's fucking pricey, man. It's a couple $100 if it's graded and stuff. And they honored it in Indiana. And I'm like, I always say I'm the guy that picked up that $1 comic, and they gave it to me. They put it in. I don't know why they fucked up.
How much would that one have been?
Oh, it's worth a couple $100. It's graded. It's worth a couple $100. It's $270. It's issue $270. They honored it for $1, and I bought it. Oh fuck yeah, they had to because it was in a $1 bin. I can't help it that they fucked up.
Oh,
you know what I mean? I give them credit. They honored it, but they also had the Defenders, the first fight between Black Panther and Prince Namor. I picked that up for $1. That was like a $40 comic. So number 7, Devil Says, Captain America, and Thor. So Shane, these are good. These are good team ups, and these are different. So, this is the hardest one out of all the stuff we did. One of the hardest. So Shane, you're number 7.
In the vein of, I was looking for Optimus Prime and Megatron teaming up, and during the Marvel run, they didn't team up that I could find. They teamed up after, so I couldn't use them in any of my shit. So I'm
God damn, you were going back and looking.
Oh yeah, I was wondering. Yeah, okay. So I did find one that was really cool, and I thought this would, this would make sweaty comic nerds get a comic book chub right here. This is Magneto and Doctor Doom and X-Men number 16. They teamed up, and this was a good one, I thought. Magneto,
good one.
That is like.
They also tagged up in the Act of Vengeance, also storyline. Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know about getting a chub, but I mean, yeah, that was pretty good. That was good. You're doing your homework. You're doing your homework.
I almost put that pick on mine, but I think dissolved very quickly, I believe, or something. Something made me just not use it, which those are my two favorite villains. So I'm not going to say I got in trouble or anything.
One's got an ego. The other one's got an ego. It's not lasting long. So they
Yeah.
got to get their shit done quickly because that union that's going to be dissolved quickly. So, Cable, you're number 7.
Number 7 was not. This was my last entry on the list. I didn't have it on here till we started talking because part of me kind of ranked it as a hero and a sidekick, which, like the comment earlier with Cap and Falcon, to me, you know, I know they stand on their own, but I didn't know how to walk that line. So thinking about it, you know, who the character that I had kind of lumped in as a sidekick really does stand on his own. He even replaces the main guy eventually at some points. So number 7, such an iconic duo, Iron Man and War Machine.
Yeah, I was going to put that in mind, but I did not. I did
Yeah.
not. I was going to put it in mine. I swear to God. That's a good one. Okay. Number 6. Number 6, I was going to use somebody else, but I figured they formed a bond. They got married. They were the cornerstone of the West Coast Avengers starting off. I went with Hawkeye and Mockingbird. I was going to go Hawkeye and Scarlet Witch, but I was like, I mean, not Scarlet Witch. I mean, Black Widow. I'm sorry. But I figured I would just go with Mockingbird and Hawkeye because they had that miniseries where they met and they got married. Hawkeye first limited edition series there, and then they worked together, and that's where they tagged up in that one and started it. But that's why I went with that one because they were such a good they were yin and yang for a long time, and then I think they had a falling out, divorced, and she killed the fucking the Phantom Rider and all that stuff in West Coast Avengers, and he didn't appreciate that. So, but that was my number 6, Hawkeye and Mockingbird. Devil's number 6 is Magneto and Professor X. Shane,
that's one of my honorable mentions. So, guys, I have one that I think Bubba's gonna, and it's Defenders, Power Man, and Iron Man.
Yeah, yep, I had that. You have ranked a little higher than mine by 1 or 2 because I had it at 8. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Gable?
My number 7, or I'm sorry, number 6. One of the most iconic original team-ups where they both needed each other to really get over in the comic book world, I think. It was already mentioned, but Heroes for Hire. Luke Cage and Iron Fist.
Yep. Wow, you and Shane had them higher than me.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, now we're in the top 5. We're halfway home. Number 5. He was you could probably say he was a sidekick, but to me, I figured he was a partner. There's a little difference. He worked his way up. Now he carries the mantle of the Shield. Sam Wilson as the Falcon and Steve Rogers as Captain America is my number 5 pick. Shane?
My number 5 is Hawkeye and Black Widow.
Ooh, okay. Devil has Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch. Ooh, nice.
That's cool.
Abel.
All right, my number 5. This is where my list gets fun for me.
I can only imagine.
Love this pairing. I'm going to contradict myself a little bit though, because I love this pairing. I think at the time when they first did this, it was a great story. My number 5 is Spider-Man and Venom having to work together in the Maximum Carnage story. But that also is one of my biggest gripes. I hate Venom as an anti-hero. I wish he would have stayed a villain, and that's where the Lethal Protector era and all that stuff started coming from. So as much I love that pairing.
Well, eventually he was going to be a hero because that's how it was, his anti. And now I mean, I have it, but it's like now it's his son. But now Venom is Mary Jane Watson, which I I quit collecting it right there and then. I was like, that's cool. I was hoping it was Luke Cage, and it didn't happen. So
that'd be cool.
Yeah, that's a good one. I have that whole storyline too.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the trade paperback at some point here.
I have the original back in the '90s. That was big time shit back in Patty's paperback day. Hey, Gene, he said Cyclops and Jean Grey.
Good
so one. My number four. He didn't think he was worthy to grab the hammer, but he did, and he was because he had to save his race. And he, they fought a little bit and then they tagged up. I'm going Beta Ray Bill and Thor. I'm a big, huge. Well, there he is right here. See, I can play Cable now too. So look, I'm 55 years old or 54 years old, and I got a Beta Ray Bill figure. So, yep. Okay, I'll put it back now because I'm just a kid. But but yeah, that's my number 4. So Shane,
the top 4 I have are kind of like generic, but they just like they're just, you have to put them in there. Like, not my number 4 is Wolverine and Spidey.
Oh.
Okay. I don't even have that on my list. No, because I had to. Well,
or you only have one.
I have one. Yeah, Spider-Man can be tagged up with everybody. Actually,
because it's
Spider-Man's like the horror from high school that banged everybody.
Everybody,
you know what I mean? And Wolverine too. You got the 2 horrors that just wore themselves out.
And Deadpool.
Yeah. So, what'd you say? I'm sorry. You said what'd you say?
I said
Spider-Man Wolverine. Okay. Sorry, I'm a little slow today. Cable, your number 4?
My number 4, much more relevant these days in comics, but my number 4 is the Doctors, Dr. Doom and Dr. Strange. Specifically, back in the 80s when they wanted Dr. Doom convinced Strange to help him go to hell to try and get his mother's soul back from Mephisto. That whole comic era or run. But, it full circle. And if you're reading modern comics, there's a lot going on between those two at the moment.
Yeah. I have them, but I've only read a little bit because I have the whole World of Doom. I have all the sorcerers. I'm behind. I'm so behind. I need to spend like 3 weeks to read everything I got. That was a good one. So now we're at the top 3. My number 3 is, they have a comic book right now. I think it's issue 7 or 8 I have all them. 2 iconic characters, and I can only do it once. I put Deadpool and Wolverine as my number 3 pick. Shane?
I was going to do that, but I didn't, and I feel good now because I put Deadpool and Cable.
Oh,
there you go. Okay. Cable.
Okay, my number 3. I want to see this pairing in the movie so bad. It was teased in probably the best post-Endgame MCU film. Maybe we get a surprise next year and this happens, but Spider-Man and Daredevil, 2 street heroes down in the streets in the city in New York. Love that combo.
That's a good one. That's a real good one.
That's my number 2.
Gene says Wolverine and X-23. Okay.
That's a cool one.
Yeah. My number 2 is the only, at the time, villain tag up that was iconic. Was number 2 is Submariner and Dr. Doom. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure if I have that first. I might have the first one. I think I do. But I have to look. Number 3 was Thanos and Hela for Devil. So, Shane, you're number 2.
Mine's Spidey and Daredevil, and it's the one where Spidey saves Daredevil, but kind of Daredevil lets him. Is that the one you're talking about, Cable? Is that the?
I didn't have any specific runs in mind.
That's the one I was looking through, and I was just thinking that Anyways, that's my number 2.
Okay, Gambit and Rogue. That's a good one. Yeah, that was my number 10, Gene. So your number 2, Cable.
My number 2, Spider-Man again. I'm going to take a page from Shane's book, Spider-Man and Wolverine. My top 2 favorite Marvel heroes. They're together. How could they not be high on my list?
Yeah. And number 2 is Iron Man and Captain America, which is a good one. I have no Iron Man in any of my stuff, which is, you know what I mean? I don't.
Comics, there's not as much good to choose from with Iron Man. It's all recent.
Yeah. So my honorable mentions before we get to my number 1 picks. I guess I did pick the Hulk. I picked the Hulk and the She-Hulk.
Oh.
Because they tagged up in the Hulk comic book when he was he had the brain of Bruce Banner and he got emancipated. He was a hero. And they tagged up a little bit, and then she always was tagging up later stuff like that. It wasn't a lot, but there was a couple team ups. But I just did that one because I was like, because I totally forgot about Hulk and Wolverine, Joe Fixit and Patch. I fucking forgot because I've had concussions. And this one here is for fun because they seemed to get along so good when they were in the Avengers. They had a limited series. Was Devil Says, honorable mention, She-Hulk and Daredevil, was Wonder Man, Simon Williams, and the Beast.
Oh.
Yeah, they just cool. Yeah, I like Wonder Man too, so I'm hoping this TV show actually captivates. I mean, hopefully I get the first appearance of Wonder Man in the Avengers before it gets, if it's a TV show gets good. And he said not to show, yeah. And also this is a off the wall one. He was a sidekick, but he did have the powers of the Kree bands. He was a sidekick to the Hulk. He was a sidekick to Captain America. And he was a sidekick, but he did more. And they tagged up because he had to release Captain Marvel. You know what I mean? So, and he died of cancer. So, and he had the Kree bands, and he would tap him, and Cap would go into the universe, and then Rick Jones would be outside. And I know that's crazy, but still they couldn't exist without the other, so they tagged up. So that's how I got that one. And that's my 3 honorable mentions, which there's so many more that I could have had, and I fucked up probably a lot, I guess. My number 1, Rick Jones and Captain Marvel.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I blanked for a second. I wasn't sure if you said Rick Jones or not.
Yeah, good old Rick Jones. And we got Spider-Man and Loki. We got Spider-Man and Venom. 2 of them right in a row. And also my number 1 is Spider-Man and the Punisher.
Oh.
That's my number 1. Two extremes working together for a common goal.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. I can't believe you have that. I have it as an honorable mention. I can't believe it.
Oh, you have it as an honorable mention.
Oh, great. Okay.
I'm listening. Go ahead, Shane.
I got Spidey and the Punisher. I also have the Punisher and Daredevil as an honorable mention, and Doctor Strange and Spidey as an honorable mention. Now, my number 1. I saw the picture, and I thought she looked good, so I thought this is my number 1. It's good. Betsy Braddock and Wolverine.
That's your number 1?
Yeah.
That's your number 1?
They're fighting Sabretooth, so I thought that looked pretty good, you know?
I'll take Wolverine in a number 1 position on any countdown.
Yeah, Betsy Braddock and Wolverine were fighting Sabretooth, so I'm like, that looks like
Psylocke. Okay. She was badass when she turned into Psylocke.
So I thought that was interesting, and I thought no one else would have them as a number 1.
You're right. Yeah, well, that's good. Okay. Before we get to cables, here's Devil's Venom picture right there.
Whoa,
That's
look
pretty
at
good.
Oh, wow. Wow.
That's pretty good.
That's amazing. Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah. I had it in my thing here, and I got it. Okay. So, Cable, your honorable mentions.
My honorable mentions: the Hulk and the Thing, 2 big brutes beat 'em ups.
Yeah.
This was my next honorable mention is the only villain pairing of the whole night for me. They worked together on and off throughout the comics. When a new universe was formed, they even blended their design into one character, Apocalypse and Mr. Sinister.
Wow. I
And
never would have thought of that.
yeah, in the Age of Apocalypse, Apocalypse had kind of the Mr. Sinister cloak, and he had some red on him and stuff. And my last honorable mention, it's like the Sting and Ric Flair of the Marvel Comics world, Thor and Loki. It's not a question of if Ric Flair or Loki's going to turn on Thor. It's just when.
Yeah, that's true. That's so Thor's Sting.
Yeah.
Sting, yeah. Yeah.
And
okay, go ahead. Oh, that's awesome.
Number 1, I think it's the best pairing that's ever happened. It's been brought up already by Shane. This was low on his list. It's high on mine. Villain, hero, ideology is very important. Long history together. I think Magneto and Professor X is when they team up is the best pairing.
I had it at 10. I should have had it higher, but
well, for me, I mean, it's our own, but
yeah. Well, look, I'm the comic book guy, and I fucked up with numerous stuff.
I thought you would. I thought you were going to have the Thing in the Hulk. That's why I didn't put that in.
You know why? You know why? Because to me,
he prefers when they fight.
Yeah, like the 10 greatest slugfests. That would be
yeah.
You know what I mean? That would be, and that's another. That's that. I mean, we're gonna get and the chat. We want you guys to give us a help. And I know, Devil says give him a character and he'll do it. So,
wow.
Cable, yeah, nah, Cable, give before the show, think about it, and then if you shout it out, and if Devil draws it, I'll put it on the screen.
Starscream.
I mean, I'm ready. If he's ready, I'm ready.
Go ahead.
Dr. Doom.
There you go, Devil. Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom. You do it. We'll put it on the screen. But we were talking in the chat to get away from the Marvel Comics, and we were thinking of some ideas for top 10 stuff. So if you guys in the chat can think of something we haven't done, I mean, we're going to do DC stuff later on, but we just figured we'd take a couple breaks, because Thursday night we got the Steeler game against Cincinnati. We go a couple weeks maybe of doing other stuff and go right back into, comics with the DC stuff. He said he's on it. He's on it. So if you guys can think of a top 10 stuff that we can do for you guys and give our top 10 picks, we'll do it.
Do we want to present some options and then see how do we want to do it?
Here we go. We got a couple. Top 10 metal bands.
I like Athens.
Woo! We're gonna have to do that eventually. I mean that'll be hard.
That's a lot of
top 10 TV shows. Okay. Mr. Quake, I have no idea about any fucking punk band, but I would give it a college try.
I could do punk bands for metal.
Oh, really? I could do metal before punk.
I could do either.
Top 10 fans, like having a fantasy, or I don't know.
Probably fantasy movies or shows.
Okay. Quake's got top 10 comedies. Well, we already did. I think we did the comedies already.
Yeah, we did that one.
Yeah, we did the comedies. Now, if you did top 10 comedians, that's something different. Yeah, we already did. we already did comedies. We did sports movies. We did Marvel. Was it top 10 car chases? Ooh.
Oh, that's interesting.
Horror. Oh, Halloween's coming.
Yeah, it is.
That would be a good one, Daredevil.
That'd be a good one.
Horror characters.
Ooh, we could do horror movies or horror franchises.
Yeah.
Franchise, not just say.
You can do tons of franchises of top 10 wrestling moves. That'd be Friday. Action horror we got a lot of top 10 detectives. Oh.
Inspector Gadget.
That would be
We'll
wow. So we have like 10 topics. So what
heroes or action stars we could do?
Number one's a Cripper Crossface. Yeah. Can't say his name. Don't say his name. Do you want to do top 10 horror franchises?
I wouldn't even say franchises because you could do like
they're naming number. They're doing wrestling holds now. It's funny. Number 2 music. That's funny. Well, I mean, because franchises, because if they have 3 movies. I mean, there's a franchise. There's so many fucking horror franchises.
I don't think that's very entertaining because some of them are just garbage.
Right.
Well, that's true. We would be picking the 10 best. So, Halloween has almost 20 movies.
Do you want to do our top 10 horror movies?
Yeah, standalones like The Birds is a scary ass movie, and it's by itself.
The what?
It's a classic movie. Anyways.
Oh, did you say The Birds or The Bergs?
The Birds.
Oh, The Bird. I thought you said The Bergs. I thought that was a comedy.
Yeah, that's Pittsburghese.
Oh, here's another one. Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a good one. I like that one a lot. I'm going with any of them.
Let's do that one, and then closer to Halloween, we'll do the horror one.
Okay, so that's it.
We're gonna do because Devil said that gives us more variety. So the top 10, our top 10 movies of top 10 movies in the 2000 eras. So that would be
2009, right?
Yep.
Okay, 2000 to 2009.
Yep.
Of any genre, sports,
yep.
Drama, action, comedy, doesn't matter.
Oh,
all right.
Okay, that'll be next week, and I have to do some homework.
I already got half a list.
Well, the top 10 2010s, X-rated.
Yeah, we could do more decades down the road, mix it up a little bit, but yeah.
Well, that'll be. Hey, Devil, that'll be something. We can do our top 10. We can do our top 10 porn stars, and I can be sleeping outside. But if it gets ratings, I bet you we could do it. Guy or girl, top 10. That'll be funny, dude. That'll be fucking funny. I mean, we still talk about.
I don't know that I would come up with 10. I'd have to do some homework, I guess.
I'd have to do some homework, but I think I could probably come up with some. Top 10 90s movies. Yeah, we talked about that. That's a good one. And we did talk about the top 10 80s. So if we do any decades, guys, we all are in agreement. It could be any genre for the top 10. But next week we will do the top 10 2000s, 2000 to 2009, because that's a decade. Start it off, and then we'll take a little bit of break from the comic book stuff. We'll still talk comics and pop culture stuff.
I suggested the 80s. We'll do the 80s next. Okay.
Yeah, we'll do 80s right after that, and then we got to figure out when, because I think the Thursday night Steeler game. So if we have a Thursday night game, maybe we can preempt this and do it maybe Friday, because my fucking wrestling show is so fucking great. You know what I mean? But sometimes you got high school football.
I got high school football. You guys can do it.
No.
Well, I'm depending on where the Wildcats play. I'll probably be at the beginning also. So.
Well, then we can
we can take a week off.
Yeah, well, yeah, with the Steelers, yeah, and then go from there. So if it's the Steelers play Cincinnati, we'll do a live. If not, we'll do the 80s. I'll have to check my calendar.
Or we could move to Wednesday, and you could move Dynasty to live during the Steeler game. Maybe, I don't know.
We can do.
We'll figure it out.
Let's do a Saturday or Friday. We'll do it earlier. Do it if you could do it earlier Friday.
I can get off work I can do Saturday if you want.
That's Saturday.
I can do. I mean, we'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
It's okay. Anyways, we'll talk about that.
We got a lot of topics, guys, in chat, and we're going to take every one that you guys said, and we'll do the metal. We can do the punk rock, and I can just throw stuff together like it's like
pancake. Favorite bands in general.
Yeah, favorite bands, and
we've always picked around music, but we haven't ever.
I'm gonna do the top 10 porn stars. We're gonna do that, and I'm gonna have a fucking icon, and we're gonna get fucking 1,000 hits because. I mean, I'm not talking about scenes. I'm just talking about, I mean, it's going to be top 10, and then we're going to be talking about pulp culture and stuff and go right into our thing. And then we're going to be laughing the whole time. So what the hell? Like, ooh, there's another one.
What's that?
Top 10 concerts you've been to, if you've been to 10.
I don't think I've been to 10.
Oh. I don't even know who that is. I don't know who that is, but I'm sure she's somebody. So guys, thank you guys so much for tonight. You guys had great stuff, man. And we will be back next week with our top 10 movies of all time from 2000 to 2009. Thank you guys for giving us a whole bunch of topics to go through. I'll write them down, and we have a lot of stuff to do. I like doing these top 10 stuff. I do. I think it's kind of cool. And, it adds to when we talk pulp culture and stuff like we saw in shows, and then boom, we can go right into it. But I'm telling you, I'm going to do this. We're going to do a show like this. I'm going to probably get in trouble, but I think it'll be, I think it's going to be funny. I mean, we can't have any captions over here. It'd be, but it'll be funny. I'll have to do a Canva, and that'll be so funny. Just that thumbnail alone will get us views, and then probably get us. But I'm not showing nothing. Top 10 stars of all time. But Cable, Shane, thank you so much. Chat, Afton, Devil, Quake, Gene, everybody was in chat. Thank you so much. Please hit like and subscribe to the Triple B Experience. We're slowly churning. We're over 100,000 views. I'm thinking of ideas. It's just trying to prepare everything and trying to fit my schedule with work and all that stuff. Oh, saying the P word gets too much in trouble. Yes, I'll have to think of something. I'll have to think of a mattress Olympics. So, good night, Cable. Good night, Shane. Good night, chat. We will see you.
Good night, everybody.
You guys have a great time, and thanks for playing along with us. See you guys next time on the Triple B Experience. Good night, everybody.
Good night, guys.